didn't plan on doing this video, but it's such an easy recipe, and I know everyone is trying to stretch every dollar and every pound of hamburger you can find in your grocery store. So even though I'm halfway through this recipe, it's so easy, I think I can go ahead and just tell you what I did, and you'll be fine. It's a very versatile recipe that you can use a lot of like leftovers and things you have in your refrigerator, probably leftover from this week's meals. So let me show you what's happening. What I've done is I've browned 1/4 of a pound of hamburger, not even a half, 1/4 of a pound of hamburger with a pint jar of beans. So that would be approximately 16 ounces of green beans. I had some leftover onion that we had from when I made bean burgers the other night. It was about half an onion sliced. So I cut those up finer and threw those in there. I also had some French's fried onions left over from something that I put in the other mixture. Let's start first of all with this. You need a loaf of bread, like French bread, or if you make your own like I do, you need a loaf. You're going to hollow that out so you have a lid and the bigger part where you're going to put the mixture. Put that ripped up bread that you hollowed out of there in a bowl. Mix it with about a cup of shredded cheese. Any cheese will work. That's the great thing. If you have like a mozzarella, you could chop that up and throw that in there too. Then you want to toss in a whole can of cream of mushroom soup. You can use cream of chicken soup. You can use cream of celery soup. Any cream of soup is going to work. Throw that in there. I mixed some salt and pepper, some garlic powder. I just probably, if I had to estimate, probably a tablespoon of garlic powder. And I mixed it all up with those French's fried onions. Now, I'm into this hamburger mixture. I have the onions, and I put about 1/8 a cup of red hot pepper flakes. You don't have to do that if you want. We like it spicy. Salt and pepper. What else did I put in here? Oh, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. This is all done, so I'm going to turn this off and I'm going to dump it right in. That's why you make sure you get a bowl that you can use. You can put something hot in, stainless steel. I'm going to dump that right in my bowl. Since I use so little meat, I don't really have any grease in there, and what grease I have in there, it's going to mix in with the flavors there. Now, the stuff's going to start soaking into that bread, and it's going to get easier to mix. I'm going to mix all this up. I'm going to put it inside that hollowed out loaf of bread. Then I'm going to dump about approximately another cup of cheese on top of it before I put the lid back on. The lid of bread, so to speak. Okay, so we have the hollowed out bread here. This is going to be the lid. So actually I have the flatter part that was inside the loaf. I should have cut it more evenly, but I didn't. So that's the way it's going to be. In your bowl, so I'm using stainless steel, got a little hot because that hamburger was really hot. So I'm going to put that mixture down in there. You might have some left over, and that's okay. If you do, you can just leave it. I mean, it's cooked, so you can just leave it. About all it's going to fit in there, I think. Put cheese on top of it. Going to preheat your oven to 350. I'm just going to put that right on top like a lid. When we take it out, I'm just going to slice it up, and it doesn't slice really well. It's going to come out in like lumps when I slice it. So it's good to have like some kind of pasta bowl or a larger bowl or a flat salad bowl that you can contain it all in. We're going to put this in for 25 to 30 minutes until it's all cooked through. And if you notice, if it starts to burn a little bit on top, you can put a little piece of foil over the top. All right, it's out of the oven, and I'm going to slice this up. And we're having this tonight with a easy vanilla peach dump cake. It's just a vanilla cake mix with 2 cans of peaches. You just make the vanilla cake mix like it says, and then you dump the peaches on top of it, and you sprinkle it with sugar and cinnamon, and that's all there is to it. And you bake it 350 for 40 minutes until the top is completely cooked. So here we have this out of the oven, and I'm going to cut this up and get it in the serving bowls, and we'll take a look at it. I will add that this is so versatile that you can give it, like if you wanted to do like a Mexican flavor, you could change up the flavorings and the seasonings. You can use, like I said, carrots, peas, green beans, whatever you have on hand. Fresh, if you use fresh, like from the garden, you'll probably need to cook them ahead of time a little bit to soften them up, because you're not really cooking the bread that long because mostly everything has been pre-cooked. And there it is, ready to be served up. We got the cheesy bread right here with the hamburger, green beans, onions, red pepper flakes, and the bread, and we got a peach dump cake. So it's just all inclusive. We don't need anything else. We got our vegetables, our meat, our cheese, and our bread, and our dessert all together. So that's a really easy way to stretch 1/4 pound. It will serve 4 to 5 people, and really easy way to stretch that meat. So this has been Angie from Canterbury Trails Farm. Thank you for joining us today.